How do I type hint a method with the type of the enclosing class? I have the following code in Python 3. But my editor, pycharm, says that the reference position cannot be resolved in the _add_ method. How should I specify that I expect the return type to be of type position? Edit. I think this is actually a pycharm issue. It actually uses the information in its warnings and code completion. But correct me if I'm wrong, and need to use some other syntax.
TL, Dr. As of today, 2019, in Python 3.7+ you can turn this feature on using a future statement from _future_import annotations. The behavior enabled by from _future_import annotations might become the default in future versions of Python, and was going to be made the default in Python 3.10. However, the change in 3.10 was reverted at the last minute, and now may not happen at all. In Python 3.6 or below, you should use a string. I guess you got this exception. This is because position must be defined before you can use it in an annotation, unless you are using Python with PEP 563 changes enabled. Python 3.7+, from _future_import annotations. Python 3.7 introduces PEP 563, postponed evaluation of annotations. A module that uses the future statement from _future_import annotations will store annotations as strings automatically. This had been scheduled to become the default in Python 3.10, but this change has now been postponed. Since Python still is a dynamically typed language, so no type checking is done at runtime, typing annotations should have no performance impact, right? Wrong. Before Python 3.7, the typing module used to be one of the slowest Python modules in core, so for code that involves importing the typing module, you will see an up to 7 times increase in performance when you upgrade to 3.7. Python 3.7, use a string. According to PEP 484, you should use a string instead of the class itself. If you use the Django framework, this may be familiar, as Django models also use strings for forward references, foreign key definitions where the foreign model is self or is not declared yet. This should work with pycharm and other tools. Sources. The relevant parts of PEP 484 and PEP 563, to spare you the trip. Forward references when a type hint contains names that have not been defined yet, but definition may be expressed as a string literal, to be resolved later. A situation where this occurs commonly is the definition of a container class, where the class being defined occurs in the signature of some of the methods. For example, the following code, the start of a simple binary tree implementation, does not work. To address this, we write the string literal should contain a valid Python expression, i.e., compile lit, eval, should be a valid code object, and it should evaluate without errors once the module has been fully loaded. The local and global namespace in which it is evaluated should be the same namespaces in which default arguments to the same function would be evaluated. And PEP 563. Implementation in Python 3.10, function and variable annotations will no longer be evaluated at definition time. Instead, a string form will be preserved in the respective _annotations_dictionary. Static type checkers will see no difference in behavior, whereas tools using annotations at runtime will have to perform postponed evaluation, enabling the future behavior in Python 3.7. The functionality described above can be enabled starting from Python 3.7 using the following special import. Things that you may be tempted to do instead. A. Define a dummy position. Before the class definition, place a dummy definition. This will get rid of the name error and may even look okay. But is it? B. Monkey patch in order to add the annotations. You may want to try some Python metaprogramming magic and write a decorator to monkey patch the class definition in order to add annotations. The decorator should be responsible for the equivalent of this. At least it seems right. Probably too much trouble.
Starting in Python 3.11, to be released in late 2022, you'll be able to use self as the return type. Self is also included in the typing extensions package, available on Pypy, which, although not part of the standard library, is sort of a preview version of the typing module. From this URL. The typing_extensions module serves two related purposes: enable use of new type system features on older Python versions. For example, typing.typeguard is new in Python 3.10, but typing_extensions allows users on Python 3.6 through 3.9 to use it too. Enable experimentation with new type system PEPs before they are accepted and added to the typing module. Currently, typing extensions officially supports Python 3.7 and later.
Specifying the type of string is fine, but always grates me a bit that we are basically circumventing the parser. So you better not misspell any one of these literal strings. A slight variation is to use a bound typer, at least then you have to write the string only once when declaring the typer.
The name position is not available at the time the class body itself is passed. I don't know how you are using the type declarations, but Python's PEP 484, which is what most modes should use if using these typing hints, say that you can simply put the name as a string at this point. Check the PEP 484 section on forward references. Tools conforming to that will know to unwrap the class name from there and make use of it. It is always important to have in mind that the Python language itself does nothing with these annotations. They are usually meant for static code analysis, or one could have a library/framework for type checking at runtime, but you have to explicitly set that. Update. Also, as of Python 3.7, check out PEP 563. As of Python 3.8, it is possible to write from _future_import annotations to defer the evaluation of annotations. Forward referencing classes should work straightforward. Update 2. As of Python 3.10, PEP 563 is being retaught, and it may be that PEP 649 is used in instead. It would simply allow the class name to be used, plain, without any quotes. The PEP proposal is that it is resolved in a lazy way. Update 3, as of Python 3.11, to be released in late 2022, there will be available typing.self designed for this purpose. Check PEP 673. The PEPs 563 and 649 to resolve forward references, mentioned above, are still contending, and it is likely none of them will go forward as it is now.
If you want to see more, please consider subscribing.